everyone. Welcome to Online Seller UK podcast. My name is Prabhat, founder of Online Seller UK, and today's topic is another interesting topic, and it starts with a little bit of acronym there, the DFY Revolution. Why sellers are outsourcing everything but revenue. So I've got a Tahir with me from RockitSeller, and you'll be explaining a bit more on that. So welcome to our podcast, Tahir.
Thank you, Prabhat. Thank you for having me.
Excellent. So Tahir, okay, let's start with acronym DFY. What is it?
DFI stands for Done for You.
Okay, so do
And
you want to, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
no, the DFI is Done for You. We live in the worlds of acronyms, so a lot of times we assume that people know, but it's simple, done for you.
Excellent. So what does done for you really mean in context of e-commerce?
So it has been my experience that the sellers running 6, 7 figure brands, they are running their brands on structures and processes that were built earlier and that fit 4 figure sellers, and they haven't graduated. What sellers are realizing that the structures, the processes that brought them from 0 to 50,000 are not going to take them from 50,000 to 100,000. And they realize the complexity, the scattered tools, the scattered data, no leverage. So I've seen people stepping up, and at the same time, sellers using the same old structures and processes and trying to get to the next level, which is almost impossible because the state of business evolves. And you cannot just have the same tools, structures, and processes that you used earlier to organically grow and get to the next level of revenue.
Okay, excellent. So do you want to cite me any example that you've seen any business with any category of the business and what you have actually done to change the structure or the processes?
Yeah, so we had a DIY seller. Again, DIY is do it yourself seller flying solo. And actually, when we were in beta, he joined us and he's been with us since. He never trusted, he never looked at beyond Amazon. He was doing well on Amazon. He's still doing well on Amazon, and it's a pretty stable ops that he has. But
Mhm.
he's like, we, I was on a webinar and he caught wind of us, and then he set up a call with me and said, I've been on Amazon for years. I've heard of these tools, but I don't know how to go about it, and I don't have the time. And I said, perfect. You're in the perfect place to graduate beyond Amazon. So what we did was we started hooking him up with eBay. First, we started with eBay, had him join Walmart, and then he was seamlessly selling, and he was amazed. His revenue jumped up by 21% just by selling on eBay. And then he brought in Walmart. Now he takes full advantage of our grandfathered pricing and sells on all the platforms and without doing anything. So we basically took his ops away, even fulfillment. So he let go of his VA, which was not the intent of the software, but the VA became unnecessary. So automation took over and automated his entire ops. So he focuses on now is making decisions that affect his profitability and margins.
Absolutely. So I think that leads me to another questions of, you mentioned automation as such, and then there is AI you mentioned as well. That's it's one of the conversation we had before. So how does AI actually fit in there to this?
Well, this is a very, very interesting position to be in. We are at the crossroads of what we technologists, I would call myself a technologist. For years, we have spoken the language of the computers, but due to the evolution of generative AI, what we have been able to do is make technology work for the common man, the ordinary man that doesn't have years of technical experience. So now things that were almost impossible 2 years ago, there are tools and processes out there that people that are just starting off, they really don't need to know a whole heck a lot about technology to build themselves those tools. So, but those again, the same processes that take them from 0 to 5,000 are not going to take them from 5,000 to 50,000, it becomes completely impossible. So, what AI does is supports their initial growth, propels the momentum, and gives them an overarching view of how and where the business is headed. It doesn't matter what the revenue is. That's the beauty of AI. What we are doing is starting a well, we already have a YouTube channel, but we are starting a program where we will be creating videos showing people how to automate their processes. The Amazon price tracker will be live by the end of the day today. The video is being worked on. So what we are doing is creating videos and tutorials, DIY. You can build yourself your own Amazon price tracker. You can look at and analyze your search term reports and ads and figure out where you're bleeding money, where you should invest money, what keywords you should go after. So we are
Mhm.
building all these tools, ready-made tools, and we're teaching you how to do them. And that's the power of AI. What essentially it has come to something that would take an engineer 2 weeks to do. It can be done in 30 minutes, and you can do it yourself. So it has completely changed the e-commerce game forever.
Yes, certainly. So I think AI is certainly improving the efficiency, so to say, of the work we do. Um, so Tahir, you've worked with a lot of sellers, they search from their business from, four figures, five figures, six figures. So they do grow when you're working with them. Um, so if you have to tell me two or three success factors of growing that business, so can you give us some of the highlights that you've seen to grow their business as such?
So the first thing that you need, and this is like out of experience and working with sellers and my own personal experience, in order for you to scale and grow, you cannot be working in the business. You have to work on the business, and it's a
Mhm.
complete dynamic shift, a mental shift. It sounds very easy, but it's not, because what it means is letting go of the controls that you so, if I step out, my margins will suffer, my VA will mess this
Yeah,
up, or something's gonna go
yeah,
wrong. The
yeah.
fear keeps you working in the business, but the moment you start, and it doesn't have to be um, all at once, gradually step out of the business, start working on the business, take advantage of the tools and AI that is available and at your disposal, and use them intelligently. Automate your operations. Tools like RockitSeller, we completely automate everything. So all you have to do is work on your profit making decisions and sourcing decisions. So number one, work on your business, not in the business, because if you keep working in the business, you will never scale. I mean, that's been my experience. That's been the experience of my sellers.
Mhm.
The other thing is you really have to understand the dynamics of, we live in a very chaotic world now, supply chain disruptions, tariffs, and all that. You have to really educate yourself on how these this macroeconomic environment impacts your business, your brand, your sourcing decisions. So it is no longer and no longer a luxury for you to keep working in the business. So it leads you to my first point. Stop working in your business, step out, work on your business, and take care of these macroeconomic challenges that automation AI cannot yet solve. It needs a human. Renegotiate your contracts, work out deals, store your inventory in wherever, whether it's in Vietnam or China, store it over there, drop ship it, trickle ship it into FBA, know your sales rate. So those are the things that you really have to focus on in the e-commerce environment today, else you'll be obsolete.
Exactly, exactly. I think change and responding to that change is the biggest challenge, biggest thing that we need to do at this stage. Yeah, excellent. So, right, okay, so we come to the end of the podcast. So, thank you again, Tahir, for highlighting some of the things. There are certain things I've certainly taken, and one of the most important thing that you've said right from the start, if you scaled up from 0 to 4 or 5 figure, if you don't change it, you are not going to scale up. That's taken me um hard this from this conversation itself. So it's really good to have you on board. So if somebody wants to talk to you, I think a lot of people are hesitant, as you mentioned, moving things up and AI and all that sort of thing. I think people want to have that conversation with yourself to start with. So where is the best place to find you?
Well, you can find me on LinkedIn. Um, you can also reach me anytime at you want. It's tahir.khan@rocketseller.com. You can I always respond to my emails. You can also check out our website. It has everything that you need and ways for you to get in touch with me. Also, we recently launched our Amazon Ads Optimizer completely hands off. It's called AI. And uh, look at our YouTube channel. We are coming up with really impactful and helpful videos that you will find them incredibly helpful, and those are free. So that's our service to the community. And if you have any questions, talk to Prabhat, talk to me. You have my email address, and feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn.
Excellent. Thank you, Tahir. And for anybody who's listening to this podcast, the good news is Tahir will be with us in Brighton, UK on our Amofest UK conference. That's on 17th of October this year. So if you want to meet up, book time with him, see face to face and see what sort of magic he's doing with the businesses, just visit us then. So otherwise, thank you, Tahir, for your time today, and I'll speak to you soon. All the best for now.
Thanks, sir.